what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome suburban style mansion. And before I show you the rest of the mansion, it's time to do what I do best, which is beg for likes. If you guys like this video, and I can't guarantee this, you will get a speedboat. This speedboat will appear underneath your pillow tomorrow morning. I'm not saying that you're definitely gonna get one. I'm not even saying that it'll be a toy speedboat. I'm saying you'll get a huge, giant speedboat appear under your pillow left by the speedboat theory if you do like this video. In all seriousness, guys, that probably won't happen, but I did spend a lot of time on this mansion, and I'd just really appreciate it if you could give the video a like. Of course, if you do enjoy the content, please do subscribe to the channel, and also, if you do subscribe, say hello. I always try and say hello to as many of you as possible. I don't always get to everybody, but I try my absolute best. But also, do click the little bell next to the subscription button, and that will, of course, mean that you have subscribed twice, and you will actually get the videos sent directly to your sub box, which, as you guys know, drives me absolutely insane. You don't usually get them unless you do subscribe twice. Thank you, YouTube. Love you as always. But I've been talking for quite a while now. You guys know what this thing's going to look like. Why don't I actually show you how to build this awesome, huge mansion? So, if you want to make this mansion, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some hardened clay, some block of quartz, some pillar quartz blocks, some quartz stairs, some quartz slabs, some dark oak wood stairs, some dark oak wood slabs, some white stained glass paint, and some white stained glass block. Plus, we need all of the other materials that you can see in the inventory right now, and we may even need more later. It really does depend on whether we add anything to the mansion as we go along. But once you have all your materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, and I can tell you that this mansion will fit into a 45 block by 30 block area. That means that the actual house itself, including the garage, that stuff, not including the flower beds and the driving stuff, but the actual house itself will fit in an area that is 45 blocks long. This is where the front's going to be. And an area that is 30 blocks wide, kind of like going back this way. So if you like, you can plan out your mansion build in your world. You can build a box that looks like this one, and once you've got that sorted out, if you do build that box, we're going to be beginning right on the front left hand corner of that box, which is right here. And we want to start with a row of 5 hardened clay coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. I'm then going to go right of that 5th clay by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect that 6th clay down to the ground, like that. What we now want to do is we want to take this row that we connected down to the ground, and we want to do 4 rows directly behind it. It will look like this. We want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? But we want to make those solid rows. So we don't just want to extend the bottom block backwards. We want to extend all of the blocks backwards like that. Now, once you've got that taken care of, we now want to take this 4th row, and we're just going to be working with the bottom block now, because we're going to map out the entire mansion. You want to take this bottom block, and you want to go right of it by 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Then extend that 8th block towards you by 1, and go up on top of that 8th block by 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place a block of quartz on top of that block. Then do 4 upright diagonals with the quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right by 1. Do 4 bottom right diagonals. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect that block down to the ground using hardened clay. You can also connect it all the way over to the left, just down at the bottom like that. You'll end up with a structure that should look like this. And you know what? I did say that we were going to kind of like map out the mansion first, but we are actually going to build a little bit of detail in this thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way up to these top 2 blocks that touch at the top. Underneath these, we want to do 2 rows of hardened clay. That is 1 and 2 rows of hardened clay, right? Underneath that, we want to do a layer of dark oak wood planks. So we only have slabs, but we can turn them into planks. Then we want to, coming down from each one of these planks, we want to do outward diagonals. So from this left one, we want to do 2 bottom left diagonals with the quartz. That's 1, and then that's 2. And from the right one, we want to do 1 and 2 bottom right diagonals with the block of quartz like that. So underneath each one of these second diagonals, we want to do this, and we want to do this to both of them. We want to do 1 block of quartz, and then one upside down quartz stairs with a regular quartz stairs underneath it. So what you want to do is just place 2 blocks of quartz coming down from the stairs, that's 1 and 2. Destroy the first block of quartz that you placed, and then place a quartz stairs on top of that. So that allows us to place our 2 quartz stairs, like the upside down one and the regular facing one, and that means that we also have the quartz block underneath it, which is exactly what we're after. Now we want to come to the other side and do the same thing. So underneath this we want to have a block of quartz with an upside down block of quartz underneath it, then 2 blocks of quartz coming down. We want to destroy the first one and place a regular quartz stairs just underneath that. So we want to have a pattern which should look like this, okay? Then we want to connect each one of these blocks together down at the bottom using our dark oak wood slabs like that. Then we want to do 2 layers of white stained glass pane, although the only problem with this is the pane doesn't connect, so you might want to use glass block instead. You want to use 2 layers of glass block just because the pane doesn't connect. Then do a layer of dark oak wood planks on top of this. Then do a layer, and then do 2 layers of white stained glass block filling in the rest of the window. So you want a window which looks pretty fancy, actually. It looks like this. Now, we want to take the bottom 2 blocks of the window, the ones that are quartz anyway, the 2 bottom corners, we want to place upside down quartz stairs in front of those blocks, and we want to connect them together with a layer of slabs coming across the top half, like that. Then we want to take the blocks of quartz that are connected to the other row of dark oak wood planks, and we want to place upside down quartz stairs in front of those blocks, and we want to connect them together again using quartz slabs half a row across like that. Then we want to place on top of those same upside down quartz stairs, we want to place quartz stairs facing sideways like this, and we also want to place quartz stairs facing sideways in front of the other quartz blocks. And we also want to place quartz slabs in front of the lower half of the 2 dark oak wood planks. So we want to have something which should look like this. We then want to take out our dark oak wood stairs, and we want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath the stairs, and next to the next to the 2 sets of stairs and underneath the slabs is the sentence that I was trying to desperately get out. But that is what you want to have, guys. Looks pretty good like that, if I do say so myself. And that is the window. Now, underneath this window, we now want to do this. So we want to do 2 rows of hardened clay underneath the window. So spanning the window, underneath we want to do 1 row and then 2 rows of hardened clay. We then, underneath the left-hand hardened clay and the right-hand hardened clay, we want to connect down like this. We then want to do a row of white stained glass block underneath the top row of hardened clay. So like this, right? Then we want to do this. So we can place pillar quartz block coming down from the left-hand block of quartz and the right-hand block of quartz. We want to extend the center. Basically, we want to extend every single hardened clay block just down at the base here. And we want to extend every single hardened clay except the left one and the right one. We want to extend them coming out by 2 rows. So that's 1 row and then 2 rows like this. We then want to put a border of quartz stairs going all the way around the quartz blocks like that. We then want to fill in left and right of the door/window using hardened clay. And you also just want to completely fill in this area, to be completely honest with you. It's a little bit easier if you just completely fill in the area. It'll look a little something like that. Now, where we have these 2 pillar quartz blocks, we want to actually place in front of these a regular facing dark oak wood stairs in front of the bottom pillar quartz, an upside down one on top of those stairs, and then we want a row of dark oak wood slabs connecting the left hand side to the right hand side. Then left and right of the dark oak wood stairs, we want to place 3 pillar quartz blocks coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2 and 3, and then 1, 2 and 3. Place quartz slabs on top of the pillar quartz and connect them left and right like this to form a pretty nice looking entrance. we will actually do a little bit more to the entrance a bit later on, but that is the main crux of the entrance. That's mostly it. Looks pretty good, doesn't it, if I do say so myself. So once you've got that taken care of, this is what we're going to do next. So we are now actually going to map out the entire suburban mansion. So if we come all the way around to the right hand side of the house and we take this bottom block of hardened clay, this one that has the stairs coming out in front of it, well, we want to come behind this block by 1 with the hardened clay. Then we want to go right of this by 13 with, once again, the hardened clay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm then going to take this 13th block, I'm going to go backwards from it by 2, 1, 2. I'm then going to go right of it by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this. So it should come, if you've got the dark green clay in the ground, it should come 1 block shy of that. We then want to take this last clay and we want to extend it towards where the back of the house is going to be by 18. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, we want to, looking back at our house now, we want to take this 18th block and we want to extend it across by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm then going to extend that 6th block back by 1. And then right by 14. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'm going to take that 14th block, extend it towards me by 1. And then right by 9, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then back by 1. And then right by 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then back by 1. Right by 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you shouldn't be surprised to find that this will line up with where we very first started. So you can take that 7th block, you can extend it all the way to the very front of your house, and clink, it should connect perfectly with the very first clay block that we started. And it will give you a floor plan which will look very, very similar to this, if not exactly this. As a matter of fact, if it doesn't look exactly like this, something has probably went horribly, horribly wrong. I will not take credit for things if it goes wrong, however, I will take credit for things if you've managed to do that right. Now, once you've got that sorted out, this is what we're going to do next. So, we're going to take care of all of the easy windows of the house. I think we'll start with the front of the house, and then we will work our way around. So, this is what we want to do, right? Come to the front of your house, and where we have the entrance, we want to take the very left-hand row of hardened clay, and we want to extend this row of hardened clay backwards by 1 row, like this. So you just want to take that row, and you want to extend it backwards by 1 row, like that. Then you want to do a row of hardened clay left of that row. So coming towards the left-hand side of your house, you want to have a row of hardened clay just left of that. We now want to take this row of hardened clay, this one right here, you guys can see the one on the left where we have the single row of hardened clay on the ground. You want to take this hardened clay, you want to extend it upwards, and you want it to be as high as the previous row of hardened clay, and then connect it together at the top. And in doing that, you will actually form a wall, and this wall is going to be, well, the left wall just left of the entrance, and we have 2 windows to put here. Most of the windows look the same. As a matter of fact, 99% of the windows look the same. Here's how you make them. It's quite easy, honestly is. So, we want to do this. In this empty space that we have down at the bottom, we have a row of 5. You want to do a row of 5 pillar quartz block on top of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like just down at the bottom here. You want to extend the left-hand block and the right-hand block up each by 2, and you can use a different material for this if you like. You can use like block of quartz instead of pillar quartz block, although you can use either one. It's up to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. You then want to place a row of pillar quartz block that goes left to right on top of that, so it connects together at the top to form a nice little window. Then on top of this, do a row of hardened clay, and then do the same thing on top of this row of hardened clay. You want to do a row of pillar quartz block that goes from left to right. You want to take the left and right blocks. You want to place like block of quartz, pillar quartz block on top of them, and then you want to fill the top of this in, and that will give you 2 windows. Now, the windows are a little bit more complicated than this, and I'll show you why. So this is what the windows are actually about, and I've actually forgotten material because I'm a little bit stupid, but we're going to need, for the windows, we'll need like redstone lamps. We will also need wooden trapdoors, and that should hopefully be it. Okay, the windows, obviously, we want to fill them in with the white stained glass pane. That much is a given. Obviously, these windows want to have glass in them. The bottom of the windows, the bottom two corners want to be upside down oak wood stairs with a row of dark oak wood slabs in between them. Then on top of the windows we want to have regular facing dark oak wood stairs coming out from the top two corners. We want to have connecting in between them, we want to have a dark oak wood slab half a row above, and then another dark oak wood slab connecting them together in the middle just half a row above again. We want to have shutters next to the windows, so that is wooden trapdoors in front of the quartz blocks. We want to take the top center block of the quartz window and we want to place a redstone lamp in there. That is how each one of the windows looks. Very, very easy to do, looks fantastic, and later on we'll light them up as well. The lamp is there for a reason. Okay, that's one window. Can you remember what we did? It's an upside down dark oak wood stairs coming from the bottom two corners, connected together with a row of dark oak wood slabs. Above each one of those stairs, we want to have wooden trap doors in front of the quartz blocks. We place dark oak wood stairs in front of the two corners. We place dark oak wood slabs coming up from each one of those stairs, half a row above, and we place a dark oak wood slab just connecting them in the center. And because I'm stupid, I did forget the redstone lamp just right in the center of the quartz pillar of the window. But those are the windows, guys. Really quite easy, isn't it? Not too hard. I'm sure that you guys will manage that no problem. However, what we do have to do now is we have to do the little, it's like a little balcony area, but it's a different color than what we have now. So left of the upper window, we want to add an additional row of hardened clay, like this. In front of that row of hardened clay that we just placed, which is just here left of the window, we were just evening things out, we want to place a row of block of quartz, like that. We want to take that top block of quartz and we want to do a row of 5 upside down quartz stairs going left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we want to place a block of quartz and we then want to, well, we actually want to extend this down by 5 also. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just noticed a problem. It doesn't have anything to connect to. So what you can do is you can take, you know this row of hardened clay that we have on the very left of the mansion? You can actually add rows of hardened clay on top of this until it is equal in height with with the front row of hardened clay. So you can see we basically want to make it this high right here. We just want to add rows of hardened clay on top of this until it is all nice and even. And once we have that sorted out, we will just take a second or so to do this. There we go. And once that is all evened out, it looks a lot better, doesn't it? But what we also need to do is this. So this area right here is actually a garage. So to make it a bit more garagey, we will need block of iron, we will also need a tripwire hook, and we need the quartz stairs. So we want to take the very bottom center block, which is right here, we want to place a block of iron on top of it. Tripwire hook in front of that looks like something that you'd use to open a garage door. We then want to take out our quartz stairs and we want to do rows of quartz stairs on top of this until it reaches the top, and that will look very much like a garage door. So guys, easy as that, 1 row inwards, block of iron right in the center, tripwire hook coming out of it, and then build up the rest of the face of the actual garage using the quartz stairs. Quite easy really. I'm sure that you guys will have no problem doing that whatsoever. Now that we've done that, first of all, I'm just going to build up this area a little bit. So I'm just going to fill in the outer part of the balcony. I'm going to fill in the outer part using hardened clay a little bit because we do have to put a door on what we have here. So to put a door on this, we're going to need our white stained glass. We'll need our white stained glass block, the quartz stairs. We probably even need the block of quartz and the quartz slabs. Underneath this top row of upside down quartz stairs, we want to place a layer of glass. We then want to place a layer of upside down quartz stairs once again. We want to take the left hand and right hand stairs and we want to place regular facing quartz stairs. We then want to place a glass underneath each one of these, the stairs that is, and then we want to place an upside down quartz stairs underneath the glass. This area here is going to be the actual entrance. This is built up simply using 3 dark oak wood stairs stacked on top of each other. That's 1, 2, and 3. like that, and 1, 2, and 3 on the right hand side, and we also want to have a redstone lamp just in between the two, right in the center, to give us something which should look like that. And that actually looks quite good. And if you want to give the glass something to grip onto, you can't actually really do that, but what you can do is you can place some glass block, or alternatively you can turn the center stairs into a solid block, and therefore it will grip. But there you go, that is what the garage door kind of, or the garage, that's kind of what the terrace area looks like. Later on we will add some more stuff to that, but you see the front of this mansion is actually shaping up quite nicely. Next thing we're going to do is this. So we want to come to the right of the mansion now. We want to take out our hardened clay. We want to take this right hand row, just right of the entrance to the mansion, and we want to extend it back by a row of hardened clay. We want to take the top hardened clay, we want to extend it all the way over to the right, and we want to connect it down to the corner here, where we have the row of hardened clay down below. So can you see what we've done there? We've simply taken the top hardened clay, we've extended why can't I talk today? We have extended it to the right, and we have formed a rectangular shape. We then want to take this row of hardened clay, and we want to extend this row backwards by 2 rows, just so that it fits the floor plan of the mansion. We then want to take, on top of this little area here, we'll do this area first. We will do this big rectangular area first before we do anything. So first of all, what we want to do here is this, where we have this rectangular area. On the left, we want to add a layer of hardened clay that connects the top to the bottom to give us this shape. So we do have a rectangular shape now. We also want to cut this shape in half. So we want to do a row of hardened clay that splits this thing in half, top to bottom. We also want to cut it in half going from left to right. And you don't have to count out any of these blocks. I'm sure that you'll be able to kind of see what you have to do just by looking at it. You'll be able to see, that is quite clearly cut in half. If it isn't, just give it another go. So now you can see we have kind of like a Christmas present shape effect, where we have an equal 4 rectangles in each one of the 4 sections. Now we have to create windows in each one of these parts. You guys have seen these windows before. It's very, very easy. It's basically just a row of pillar quartz block down at the bottom of each one of the 4 windows, like this. We also want to have, of course, don't we, a redstone lamp in the top center blocks of these windows. You guys remember the lamps? I completely forgot about them the first time round. We also want to then connect the tops together using our pillar quartz block like this. So we're going to do that at the top, and we're going to have this. And we want to place block of quartz connecting the left hand side and the right hand side going up and down like that. So we want to connect the tops and the bottoms together, left and the right, down, top to bottom. There you go, as easy as that. Left and right of the windows, of course, we want to place wooden trapdoors. Now, we don't have the glass placed yet, but that doesn't stop us placing the shutters for the windows. You know, I really wouldn't like to be the person that has to open and close all of these shutters on the windows. There is so many of them, I think that the job would actually be a little bit irritating. I don't think that I would enjoy that in the slightest. I placed that wrong, haven't I? There we go, placed one too many wooden trapdoors. There we go. And you guys know what you have to do from here. So you want to, underneath each one of the 4 corners of the windows, you want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs underneath each one of the 4 corners of the windows like this. You want to place dark oak wood slabs in between each one of the dark oak wood stairs like that. You then want to place regular facing dark oak wood stairs on top of the top 2 corners, half a row above coming inwards, a row of dark oak wood slabs, and then right in the top center you want to connect things together using your dark oak wood slabs. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like that. And of course, we're forgetting one very important detail, just a slight detail here. We also want to place glass in the windows. So you can see that is 4 more windows. We've actually done 6 now once we just complete these top 2. That is a lot of this mansion. A lot of this mansion is having a lot of really nice, fancy looking windows to build. It's not particularly fun to do these windows, it's really not, but they do look good, and I think that that's the main argument for them. So as you can see, as you see this thing build up, we are doing a lot of the front. Once you've got that sorted out, once you've got all of those windows sorted out, we are going to now just come onto this side, this little right hand area here. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to take the very right hand corner block on the front right hand corner of the mansion, and we're going to go up on top of this by how many blocks are we going to go up on top of this, guys? Let me count this out. We actually want to go up by 4 with the block of quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We then want to connect that to the left. So we want to connect that row of block of quartz to the left, like this. We also want to connect this block of quartz down here. So we want to connect it down to the left like this. We want to place a window in here, and you guys know what that means. That means a row of pillar quartz block going from left to right down at the base of the window. That means knocking out this top row of quartz that we placed because that was a stupid idea, and we want to place 2 pillar quartz block coming in from either side with a single. I'm running out of materials here, guys, and that means placing a redstone lamp right in the center. We want to connect each one of these quartz pillar quartz blocks left and right using our quartz slabs to form quartz blocks like that. We then want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs in the bottom 2 corners connected together with dark oak wood slabs. We then want to place shutters next to where the window is actually going to be, so that will be the wooden trapdoors like that. We want to place upside down dark oak wood stairs here in front of the top 2 corners of the window, and we also want to fill the window in with white stained glass pane. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, why is this window a bit different? Here's why. So, we want to do a row of block of quartz on top of the window, like this. We then want to extend that block of quartz outwards by 1 row. So, like this, we want to extend it outwards by 1 row. So it wants to overhang on top of the previous window. It should be supported by the upside down dark oak wood stairs like this. We want to take the corner block of this block of quartz, and we want to extend this upwards until it is equal in height to the hardened clay just left of us. We want to connect the block of quartz all the way over to the left of the mansion. We also want to connect it down like this. I'm using slabs, this is so irritating. And this is an area in which we will be able to create a window. Again, more and more windows. You guys know what that means. We want to place the block of the pillar quartz block going from left to right. At the bottom, we want to do the same at the top with a lamp in between the top and the block blocks. We want to place quartz blocks left and right connecting from top to bottom. We want to place our white stained glass pane in the window itself. We want to have the upside down dark oak wood stairs with the slabs in between them. We want to place regular facing dark oak wood stairs in front of the top 2 corners with dark oak wood slabs reaching a pinnacle there. We also want to place our wooden trapdoors in front of the left and right hand window like this. So that will give us pretty much, minus a couple of small details that we'll take care of later, the front of the mansion. Yeah, I'd like to tell you that you're about halfway here, but that'd be a bit of a lie, so I'm not going to bother telling you that. But there we go, you have a fair amount of the mansion taken care of. Now, once you've got that sorted out, we're now going to come to the right-hand part of the mansion, right here. So, unfortunately for us, the right-hand part of the mansion also has windows and stuff, basically. So we want to take the very back, I'm going to use block of quartz for this, it's driving me mental using the slide. We want to take the back corner hardened clay block right on this side of the mansion, and we want to extend this upwards by 5 with the block of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to take that block and we want to extend it all the way over to the left, aka the front of the mansion, like this, using the block of quartz. Then we want to place, starting from the front here, we want to leave gaps of 5 in the hardened clay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we want to connect the top to the bottom. And then we want to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we want to, on the 6th block, we want to connect the top to the bottom to give us 3 equal sections in which we will make even more windows. Oh yeah, we're going to be making more. We then want to take this top corner block here at the back, so this corner block that we connected, or that we extended really, up from the hardened clay that we went up from. We want to extend it out of the back of the mansion by 1 block. We want to go up on top of that block by, I believe, 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. There we go. And then we want to extend it towards the front of the mansion, and it should connect quite nicely all the way to this corner. And that will give us this. Use these same connections, these same quartz rows that you like separated the windows down below, and use those same rows and extend them upwards. Also, add a row of block of quartz on the very left of the inside this shape and the very right of this inside the shape. I actually said that the opposite way around as I was doing it, but it doesn't really matter. And this will once again, this is all about making more windows, guys. This will give us more windows. That's pretty much it. Although, you know what? If you want something cool in this house, like I use this house to create like a Christmas video. If you want like a fireplace or something, remove some of the windows from like the center blocks and turn this part of the house into like a living room and have like a fireplace and get rid of the windows. But for those of you that want to kind of just have a nice big open canvas and you can get rid of stuff, canvas, not campus, although it is a campus, then leave it as this. But we're going to make more windows now. I've been talking long enough about that. I'm going to make the more windows. You guys know how to make this. I don't really want to describe the process yet again. I think that we've made, I don't know, like 6 now, more, loads more. So I'm not going to describe the process again, but you guys understand. Anyway, as I was saying, as I've now started this off, if you want to get rid of some of these windows so that you can actually utilize the space a bit more, I made an 8 ways to make a house more Christmassy video, which I thought was a pretty good video, and I used this house to form to like do that. I used it. I basically made this house loads more Christmassy. We're a little bit past Christmas now, but if you did want to kind of do that to your house just for fun, I used this house, and you could easily follow that video along and make it look the exact same. But in the video, I made a fireplace, a Christmas fireplace, and I used this side of the build, and I obviously had to make it right in the center of the room because I'm a little bit OCD like that, and for that I had to remove some windows. This house has loads of windows. If you want to actually use the house, if you actually want to properly like furnish it out and put like add a kitchen in and add maybe even like an indoor pool and stuff, you might want to get rid of some of these windows, is basically what I'm telling you. Don't feel the need to make it 100% like I've made it just because I've made it this way. Only make it 100% like this if you do want to make it like I've made it, if that makes sense. Like if you really only want to use it as a show house and not really put anything in it, kind of like I do with a lot of these houses, then that's completely fine. But if you actually want to use this place and like have your friends come over to your world and show them your really cool mansion that you've actually put stuff in and furnished nicely using a few of my videos or whoever's videos, or even your own mind, like, you know, out and like really nicely furnish the rooms, then obviously you're going to want to be a little bit more practical with the actual room designs and therefore change the house a little bit. That's something that that a lot of you guys seem to struggle with, as do I. It's like, what do you do with the inside of the house once you've, you know, once you've actually made the outside of the house? I'm pretty decent at gardens, but I think an area in which I lack in is definitely the interior. And what you should really just do is play around with some stuff, and if that means actually like knocking out some parts of the house and like knocking through walls and like adding little bits here and there, then that's something you should absolutely do. Just don't feel as though that you have to do the exact same as me. But there we go. That is the right hand side of the house. As you can see, 6 more identical windows. If we hadn't made 6 before, we've made 6 now. Once you've got that sorted out, we're now going to move to the back of the house this time. Once again, just the back of the house this time, and we're going to do a very similar thing out back here. So this is what we're going to do. So we want to take this corner hardened clay, so you can see this hardened clay like coming out of the back here, right? Just kind of like sticking out. We want to go up on top of this using the block of quartz, and we want to go up on top of this with the block of quartz until it is even with the left hand side of the house like that. We then want to take the top 5 blocks of this row and we want to extend them outwards each by 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We want to take the bottom blocks of that row, well, actually by 6, I apologize. We want to bring it down by 6. take the bottom block in the row of 6 and the top block in the row of 6 and connect them together at the top like so. These are going to be more windows. Take the row of block of quartz that you have, the long row, and extend it backwards by 1 row, like that. Then do a row of hardened clay right of the row of block of quartz coming across the back of the house, like so. You then want to take this corner block here, this block right here on the right, you want to take this up, you want to extend it upwards using your hardened clay, and you want to make it even with the opposite row of hardened clay. Extend it all the way over to the left, and this will form a rectangular shape, and add a row of hardened clay just on the inside of this row to, like I said, once again, we're just forming places that we're going to be putting windows. You then want to take the center row in this empty rectangular shape that you've made, you want to cut it up the middle like this to make it so that you have 2 equal areas left and right, and you then want to cut it in half using once again the hardened clay, and you want to, like I said, you want to create now 4 equal areas in which we're going to place windows in all of these places. So we now have 6 more windows to create. It's so much fun, isn't it? We now have 6 more windows to create. Let's get cracking with these. You guys know what you gotta do. It's more windows time. It's not fun. I'm feeling a lot like Bill Gates here. I'm making so many windows. I'm feeling like Bill Gates, and I really just wish I had the same private jet as him, so that I could just avoid making these windows. But unfortunately, I can't do that. I've got to make these. They do look nice. They are slightly complicated. I really should just like fast forward through the video of these, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to fast forward through making these windows. I'm gonna hang in there with you. We've hung in here so far, so I don't see why we would why I'd dip out now. Just going to now add the rows of block of quartz left and right. We do only have 3 more to do after this, or at least 3 more windows of this variety after this. So it's not too bad. It's like half the amount that we're currently doing now, and then we've just got a little bit of detail to add, especially around the back of the house. We have quite a bit of detail. I don't think I'm going to include an outdoor or like an exterior. I don't think I'm going to show you guys how to make the garden basically, but it's really very easy and it's very self-explanatory, so I don't think I have to show you guys how to make the garden. I'm pretty sure that you'll come up with something equal to or greater than what I've made for the garden anyway. The garden is really quite easy. As I remember correctly, because I'm not really looking at it right now, as I remember, the garden really, it's got a bit of a pool out front, it's got a nice driveway, a bit of a fountain, it's got a little bit of a step before the actual step up into the house, so it's not got anything that's particularly like fancy. So I'm sure that you guys will be able to once again come up with something better. It's just big. The reason that I don't really want to show you like block for block how I created the garden, I think that I'll just revert back to the original house. It's just because it is big, that's all. It takes a long time to do. Like the lawn of the garden, if that takes ages. Like I've used like custom grass, as I call it. Like it's not just the normal grass blocks, and therefore it just takes so much time. And the border that goes around it as well, like the gate, the fence, if you will, that goes around it is just quite. It's not complicated, but it is tiresome. It is time consuming to make a lot of the garden. Now, if you want to actually use this as a house and you actually want to display it like I would in my city, eventually I'll get around to building all these gardens and stuff, then you will want to do that. However, I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm just going to I'm not going to include it in this tutorial, but there we go. We have, once again, 6 more windows. The window underneath the overhang on the left-hand side of the house, as you can see, it doesn't have the fancy slabs at the top. I'm sure that you guys figured out that it's the same as the window on the front. Now, let's move on to this next part. So for this, we're going to want to take this row of hardened clay that we have here on the right. We want to extend this outwards towards us by 1 row, like that. Then what we want to do is we want to go up on top of this top hardened clay, this one right here that we just extended out, and we want to place a block of quartz. Then we want to do 4 right diagonals with the block of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to go right by 1, then do 4 bottom right diagonals. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to connect down using our hardened clay like this, and now we can create this part. So basically what we're going to be doing here is we're just going to be making a nice little back entrance to the house. So a lot of this is going to be white glass basically. So I think we're going to start by placing a row of hardened clay underneath the top part here. So I'm going to add a row of hardened clay just underneath each one of the quartz blocks that we have just up at the top. I'm then going to extend the bottom hardened clay blocks downwards by 1 like this, and I'm also going to place yet another layer of hardened clay. Yeah, I think that we'll have 2 layers of hardened clay underneath the top like this, so we kind of like we've smoothed this area off. Now I'm going to add a row of white stained glass block that travels all the way up and inside this curved shape here at the back. So we want to have something which should look like that. Now we have to create a couple of entrances. So I'm just going to fill this in with hardened clay, and we'll knock into these entrances in a second. So I'm just going to fill this area in with hardened clay like this. Like that. And now I'm going to take the bottom of this. I'm going to take the bottom of this area. We're extending out from the left-hand glass to the right-hand glass. I'm going to do a row of 4 block of quartz. So extending from the left to the right, I'm going to have it extending out the back of the house 4 rows of block of quartz. I'm not counting these out, but I don't have to, like that. I'm then going to place a layer of, I think, what shall I use? I'll use quartz slabs going all the way around this, like this. So I want to place a row of quartz slabs going all the way around this. If you want a less steeper ascent into this, you might want to knock out a couple of the blocks at the back and replace them with stairs, so you have a bit of a nicer way to get up, like this. Where we actually have an entrance here, it's in line with the windows, right? So where we have the entrance here, it's here, and you guys will be able to see why it's here in a second. I'm going to knock out this row of hardened clay. I think I'm going to place block of quartz in here instead, like that. So that's in line with the windows. This is where the floor will be. We have to create an entrance. So this entrance, we're going to use pillar quartz block to construct this as well. Okay. So we're going to take this row of block of quartz that we just placed, and we're going to extend this outwards by 3 rows. So that's 1, 2, and 3, I think. Yeah, 3, is that good? Yeah, 3 is good. And then we're going to place our upside down quartz stairs going around this, like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. And you know what? We're actually going to make the center of this little balcony here. We're going to make the center of this balcony minus these 2 blocks, because this is where we'll walk in. We're going to make it quartz slabs like that. And we're also going to place quartz stairs instead of the slabs. So we'll have something which will actually look like that. That looks a bit nicer. And we have to create an entrance. So left and right of where we have these stairs, I'm going to place 2 pillar quartz blocks coming up. I'm going to place a sideways facing quartz stairs on top of each one of the pillar quartz blocks, with upside down quartz stairs coming in from either one of those stairs, and then I'm going to place quartz slabs on top of each one of the quartz stairs. I'm also just going to knock out underneath each one of these pillar quartz blocks here, and I'm going to place another pillar quartz like this just underneath them, so they're not like hovering like that. And this is where the entrance will be here, so I'm just going to knock out these blocks, and I'm also going to place glass behind each one of the upside down stairs like that. That looks pretty nice. And I'm also going to use white stained glass pane to edge around the balcony just so that it looks quite good. So yeah, that looks pretty decent if I do say so myself. And down here we also want a similar entrance. I'm going to knock out the bottom 4 center blocks. Right down at the bottom, I'm going to place 2 pillar quartz blocks left and right of that. I'm going to place a row of quartz slabs just on top of the pillar quartz blocks. And if you want to make it look ever so slightly fancy, you might want to add some glass behind these slabs just to once again make it a little bit fancier if you like. I think that we're going to connect the balcony. We're going to connect these corners down. I think we're going to use like this block, and I think we're going to connect them down using our pillar quartz like this. So we'll connect it down here, and we will connect it down, no, not in this position, in this position, or maybe here we'll connect. Okay. I won't destroy any of these. I'll just connect the corners down like this, so it'll connect downwards like that. And I actually think that that looks pretty decent, to be completely honest with you. Did I destroy anything? I did. I just destroyed underneath the balcony. And the reason that that might have seemed a little bit less coordinated is because I've actually just changed the outside of this house a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer, I think. We also want to connect underneath the balcony here together using upside down quartz stairs at the top of the pillars, connected together with quartz slabs. And I also want to do the same thing here at the sides, except the quartz pillars will connect to the house, or more so the glass. And I also want to do this. So we've actually created a nice little amount of depth here. We've created a cool little pattern here at the back. Hopefully you guys like that. I did kind of just freestyle that. I don't know whether you guys will enjoy that at all. But there we go. That is the hard part of the back of the house. Now we have to do the easy parts once again. So coming out of the back of the right-hand middle part of the house, we want to have a row of hardened clay. So we want a row of hardened clay coming out of the back of this right-hand side part of the house. We also want to extend up this corner hardened clay until it is equal in height to the hardened clay that we just have here on the left. We want to connect it together at the top. We want to add a row of hardened clay inside in the left, and we also want to add a row of hardened clay to separate the top and the bottom. I actually just placed it in the wrong row there because that is definitely not cut in half, but we want to have something which should look like that more so. Now, we want to add a layer of hardened clay behind this row of right-hand hardened clay that goes from top to bottom like that. Then we want to connect, this. You see, this is kind of tricky. So this row of hardened clay that we have here on the right, this one, yeah, we want to connect this to the left, like that. We want to place a row of block of quartz on top of the hardened clay. Then we want to extend that hardened clay over the back of the house by one row. So it actually wants to look like that. There we go. So that actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And as a matter of fact, maybe we'll create a little bit more depth here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll knock out that row of quartz. Then we'll place a row of hardened clay here behind our row of hardened clay. So we want to create the same sort of shape that we have here. We're going to create the same shape, right? And then we're going to destroy this row of hardened clay that we have in front of it. Yeah, and that will create a nice little bit more of depth rather than smoothing things off. I'm also going to add a layer of hardened clay here, just inside. And I'm also going to add a block of quartz here on the left that is as high as the hardened clay, and a row of block of quartz here on the right that is as high as the hardened clay. I'm going to connect them together at the top, and this will form where we have 4 windows. So this is where we are going to once again have 4 more windows. I know, the fun, it never ends. What you can also do, by the way, here on the right where we have the block of quartz, you can connect the front and the back of the house together using your block of quartz, and that will save us a job later on. Basically, it will basically just save us doing that later on, because otherwise we would have to. Unfortunately, not my favourite thing to do, like filling walls of the house, but it has to be done, and we're rapidly coming to the point of this house where it is pretty much structurally almost finished. So we just want to have something which should look like that. There we go, just filled in the right hand side. So 4 more windows, guys. You know what these look like, don't you? You know how the windows that we've been making for most of this tutorial. I have to knock out this top row of hardened clay here. You guys know how these windows look. If you did the same as me, just underneath this part that underhangs the quartz, you might just have to knock out the top row of quartz, the top row of hardened clay rather, because it won't allow you to place the window otherwise. Yeah, we just had to make a slight adjustment there on the right, basically, just to make the house look nicer. We could have easily just left it looking smooth, but I'd rather the house look good, to be honest with you. We're just completing these windows is what we're doing right now. And once these windows are done, just in case you're curious, we've got to do the roof. once the roof is done, actually, we'll probably save the roof to last, and I'll tell you why. Once the roof is done, we just have to add some small details to the house. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to add the small details to the house, the ones that are mandatory, the ones that just really do make the house look better. Nothing like a garden or anything like that. We're not going to add that. But like the lights on the front of the house and the doorbell and the things associated with the house, we're going to add those. And once we've added that, then we'll do the roof, because that will be the tutorial pretty much done. Once the roof is on, we'll try and aim to make that so. We'll basically just add the roof on, and that'll be that. I'm just going to do the tops of the windows now. Yeah, because I don't like having a part of the video where I tackle the roof and I have to fast forward, because I'm sure that that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to fast forward. I don't like having a part of the tutorial where I just fast forward through something and then we do something else. If I'm fast forwarding, I like that to be the last thing that we do. I've just got the shutters to add on the windows here. This tutorial is actually running really quite long. I hope that it's not going to be insanely boring. So much of this house, it's not like a modern house where you're always doing stuff. It's kind of like a lot of this house is just repetition. So hopefully you guys still like this video. I love the mansion. And it's just an unfortunate consequence of the style of building that we have to do a lot of repetitive stuff. But there you go. Those are the windows on the right hand side of the mansion. Looking quite good, isn't it? So at this point, if you followed the tutorial along at all, we should have all of the walls done and all of the windows. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of details to this. So once you've got that done, around the top of the garage, on the front, come to the front, add a row of white stained glass pane going around the top of the garage, like that. If you want, you can also change the colour of the top of the garage, you know how I made it hardened clay? You could easily, just to form a contrast, and that's all it'd be, you could easily, to form a little bit of a contrast, add some quartz instead, because that'd actually look quite nice. I'm also going to add a layer of quartz slab going around the top part of the garage, and I'm going to have it wrap around the left-hand side of the house. It's actually going to come, as I remember, all the way back here, and it's just going to kind of connect here in this position. And it could actually come, it could cross the back of the window like that if you so chose. We also have a couple more things to add as well. So on the front of the house, right, and on the back, where we have these corners, in the windows here, I'm going to add a quartz stairs, in the corner of the bottom of this side of the house. I'm going to add the corners at the top and the bottom. I'm going to add upside down quartz stairs, right, in the top corners, and I'm going to add regular facing quartz stairs in the bottom corners. It just looks a little bit nicer. For instance, when we put the roof on, it will make it join a bit better. And I'm also going to do the same thing here on the right hand side. I'm just going to take this particular section. I'm going to add upside down quartz stairs at the top two corners. I'm going to add regular facing down at the bottom. And I'm just doing that for the front there, and I'm also going to do the same for the back. So on the back, wherever we have these large areas of hardened clay, I'm just going to add the upside down quartz stairs at the top and the regular facing ones down at the bottom. It just looks nicer. It just looks nicer. That's pretty much it. There's no real secret mastermind thing that we're doing here that's gonna all pan out later. It just looks a bit nicer once the roof's on and everything. Once you've done that, a couple of things that you can do. Out front here we have a couple of redstone lamps. These lamps are really easy to make. It's basically just what have I done? It's basically just dark oak wood fence, like this, left and right of the entrance, leaving a gap of one, with a redstone lamp on top, with quartz slabs on top of that. Those are lamps. They will work very, very easily. All you got to do is light them up using levers, redstone blocks. You guys know how redstone works, and obviously we got the wrong block, didn't we? Maybe not there. There we go. We solved the problem. We were doing it with the wrong block. But light those up from the inside, or if you've got a better way of doing it, then light them up another way. But they look nice next to the entrance. Speaking of, the entrance has a couple of doorbells. They're basically just stone buttons, and the doors of the entrance were made for dark oak wood doors, and I like placing them on the inside like this because it gives just a little bit of depth to the doors. It's simple as that, nice and easy. And that's pretty much it. If you like, you can go around lighting up all of the redstone lamps with either a block of redstone, or I would use, if this is for an actual house that you're going to be using, I would use levers. I don't know what to call them. I'm going to lever is like the first word that comes to mind, so I'm going to say lever forever now instead of lever. So using the levers is probably a much cleaner way of doing it, but you can see that it really does make a difference. Now once you've got that sorted out, this is what we're going to do next. It's the roof. Not fun at all. Let me show you. So the roof is made out of quartz stairs, dark oak wood slabs, and quartz slabs. There's two parts to this roof. The first part of this roof is the middle part. So the part where the roof connects from the front to the back of the house, which is this part, yeah, is the easy part. So the ends of the roof, meaning, when I say the ends of the roof, the part that overhangs the front of the house by one row, like this. I'm like doing a little bit of the roof just to show you. The part that overhangs the front of the house by one row is quartz. The middle part of the roof is dark oak wood. The bit at the top, which is quartz stairs back to back, is also, well, quartz. I kind of gave it away like this. Underneath the overhanging quartz stairs, we want upside down dark oak wood stairs because, again, contrast looks nice, etc, etc. More shape looks very, very good. And that is what the front of the roof looks like it's just a regular roof. This particular part of the roof wants to extend backwards, especially the dark oak wood stairs wants to extend backwards to the back of this build like this, and then we want the same sort of effect. So we're going to want to have the overhanging quartz stairs from the bottom as well, and we want to have the center of this be dark oak wood stairs. You guys can see what we're doing here. Very, very easy, very simple. There we go. And we want the upside down quartz, the upside down dark oak wood stairs here, coming all the way up to the top, like that. There we go. And we do want to, of course, have the tops of the roof connect also, so from the front to the back. You guys know how roofs work. You guys, I'm sure you guys know how this works, basically. So that's like the center part of the roof, right? Like, that's the easy part. That's the part you just connect that front to back now, and that's quite easy. But we do have another part of the roof, and it looks like this. So where we have this outer sticky out quartz stairs here, right on the front, hanging out, we want to extend this across using our quartz slabs, and it wants to overhang the left hand side of the house by one row with the quartz slabs like this. It wants to overhang that like this. It wants to run all the way around the back of the house, and it wants to come and it wants to connect to the roof on the back of the house, if that makes sense. So we want to take that end part of the roof with our quartz slab, and we want to form a big giant rectangular shape like this, and that is going to mean that we can destroy these inward quartz blocks, and we will replace those using dark oak wood stairs. So to give you a for instance, it's going to look like this. So we'll use our dark oak wood stairs to go around like this. It's going to go around inside of the quartz slabs, and then we are going to place on top of this half a row higher, and inside of this shape, I'll do a little bit of it. Inside this, we want to have, basically coming out from the middle row of stairs, we want to have dark oak wood slabs, like coming across the top of the roof. If that makes any sense whatsoever looking at it. Like, it's a fairly easy roof to do. It's quite easy, but you want to have it look like this. I'm not going to do all of it because it will take a really long time, but can you see how we've done that? Can you see how we've reached to this point? You want to do the same on the opposite side, by the way. So you want to take this bottom end quartz stairs and you want to extend it all the way out to the right till it overhangs the house by one row, and then it wants to extend backwards again. It wants to overhang the windows by one row, like the entire house it wants to overhang, and then it can come all the way to the back here, and I guess it only runs across like that. There we go. This window does stick out of the back. I'm not sure if this is on the original. It's not on the original, but it can stay that way. Really, it really doesn't matter so much for the back. But if it really did bother you, you could add more quartz here. You could add more quartz in this position, and you could add more like stairs on the back, so that window wasn't overhanging the back quite so much. But it doesn't really bother me at all. If it does bother you, simply extend the roof. But I quite like that as it is. If I hadn't have already made the roof like that, then I'd probably change it. But you guys know what you have to do from here, I think. I think that you guys will be able to figure it out quite easily. So now you've just got to painstakingly, I might add, I've just placed those dark oak wood stairs for no reason. You've got to quite painstakingly add in the roof. So that just involves a lot of dark oak wood stairs and now a lot of dark oak wood slabs, and you've just got to fill this in exactly how you'd expect that you might, and you've just got to fill this in and you've got to create the roof. So from this position, I'm going to knock out these center dark oak wood stairs because I'm stupid. From this position here, you can see that if I add in this row of dark oak wood stairs, you very clearly have to extend this row of stairs across using dark oak wood slabs across to the right hand side of the build. You've got to extend this across very easily like that to fill in the gap. You've also got to connect the middle from the front to the back, and there you will have a fantastic looking, awesome, amazing suburban style mansion. Now I'm going to do that and then I'm going to be back. I know that that's going to take a while, so I don't want to include it in the video. So I'll be back in a second and then I'll show you what it looks like. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the roof. Looks very, very nice. It's really easy to make, looks great. It just takes a while. That's its only problem. It takes a really long time to make this roof. So I imagine you're probably still working on that, and once you've completed that, that is the tutorial pretty much over. I will, however, show you now that we've done the actual building, now that you have the house, now that that's built, I will show you what the garden and stuff can look like if you do mess about with it. I'm not going to show you block for block what you do with the garden, what you can add, what you can do, but I will show you a couple of ideas just taken from the original version of this house that you may feel as though you want to do to your suburban style mansion. So just again, this is the tutorial portion of this over. Let me show you the original version right now. So here we are, guys. This is the original version of the mansion. As you can see, the outside doesn't look particularly spectacular. We haven't done a lot to it, but it does look very nice. It does look very clean. It does look good, and as you can see, all we've done out here, we've added a drive from the garage to the edge of the property. At the edge of the property is a small gate. It looks like this, very easy to make. You can see it's just quartz stairs with a light source in between them and actual fence posts between those. That's dark oak wood fence. Going all the way around the house is dark oak wood stairs. That's dark oak wood stairs that we have here with signs in front of them with jungle leaves going all the way around on top of the dark oak wood stairs. Now on the corners we have pillar quartz block with redstone lamps on top of those with iron pressure plates on top of them. That's on the corners just to make things look a little bit nicer. And as you can see, the artificial grass, very, very easy. It's basically every other row I've knocked out going from left to right, and I've replaced it with lime clay. It's very, very easy to just add that. I've also added a fountain. Here's a shot of the fountain. It's such an easy fountain to make. I just added this one in the front of the house. It's so simple. It's such an easy design. Looks good though. Very, very quick to assemble. We have a couple of flower beds out in front of the house. Nothing special about these, nothing particularly fancy, just a couple of flower beds to lighten up the area a little bit. If we take a look out at the back of the house, we have a nice patio, that's the word I'm looking for. I could not get that word. We have a nice patio area out the back of the house here. Very easy. It's just pistons, carpet on top, and then 2 dark oak wood stairs with trapdoors either side of them. And we have an area raised by hardened clay with stone slab going all the way around. Once again, more flower beds out the back and a very, very simple pool on the back of the house. And that's it. It's easy to do. It takes ages though. All of this takes a long time. Just the grass and the fence and stuff takes ages to place. That's why I haven't included it as part of the tutorial. Everything's very, very easy to do. I'm sure that you guys would be able to do it no problem yourself. I just didn't want to include it because, like I said, it takes so long to do. It's unbelievable. Hopefully that's given you a bit of inspiration though. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this house. If you want to see it in with Christmas, by the way, if you want to see it with Christmas applied to it, let me just flick over to that whilst we say our goodbyes. Yeah, and this is what the place looks like a little bit more Christmassy. So if you want to do this to your house, by the way, check out my 8 ways to make a house more Christmassy video, and it'll show you how to do this. Although we are coming out of Christmas now, aren't we? So you might not want to follow that video along, completely up to you, however. So, this is the house. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please do give this video a like. I would appreciate it no end. And maybe you'll even get a speedboat. Who knows? I don't even know if you'd want to use a speedboat for any reason, but I would. I'd love myself a speedboat. Like the video, it really helps me out, honestly. It just helps me out no end, it does. Subscribe to the channel if you like my content, and if you subscribe, say hello. I'll try my best to say hello back. And also do click the little bell next to the subscription button, and that'll mean that you actually get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box, and you'll actually get them instead of what happens now, which is sometimes you get them. It occasionally happens. That's pretty much it in regards to those 2 things. But if you do want to check out my channel, by the way, if you do want to see all of my other stuff, check out the playlist. You'll find those in the card system and the description below. And these playlists will show you how to make stuff like this. So here we have a nice little suburbs of houses. We have a few different styles. So if you wanted to make your way to the modern house playlist, you'll find stuff that looks like this. This is a modern mansion. This is actually modern mansion number 2. And if you wanted to make a nice small suburban house, you check out the suburban house playlist, which It has stuff in it like this. This is a smaller suburban house, but if we head over to here, we have a pink suburban house, and we even have another large suburban house here, and one that's even bigger than that. You guys kind of get the idea. You have loads and loads of houses in those playlists that will show you how to make all sorts of stuff if you just follow the right playlist in the card system and the description below. And here we have yet another modern mansion, and here we have just a nice little Christmas house, and you might have saw the one that we have over there. But coming over to my ever-expanding city, which hasn't expanded in a while, actually, we have some other things that you might be interested in. My real-world buildings playlist that will show you how to make things like pet shops and Wendy's, that's a fast food restaurant, cafes, coffee shops, train stations, that sort of stuff. If you don't really want to make any of that, if you want to make some other stuff, then why don't you head over to my park builds playlist, and it'll show you how to make stuff like this. So here we have a duck pond, we have a playground, swimming pool, skate park, bouncy castle, basketball. We have even public toilets over there next to the mini golf. And here we have another few examples of houses if you want to build some different styles. Like this is an eco house that I made, and this is the ultimate survival house number 2. And that is the hobbit hole that I made, and this is the ultimate survival house number 1. And you guys can see all of these in the park builds playlist and even more. I have thousands of tutorials on the channel, guys. Check it out, you'll probably find something you like. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.